Hello, everyone. This is Annette Stanton. I hope you're having a great day. I want to talk about your career path and whether you're inside a career that really lights you up, or are you selling your soul? So I've had quite a few clients come to me in regard to this very subject. They're feeling like they are in a career that they've been doing for quite some time, and yet it doesn't light them up. If ever, they're not even sure, but it was like they've stepped into an area that they thought would be, provide whatever they needed to have provided to get ahead in life as such, which is important. And yet there comes a time when you know that you've either surpassed the lifetime of this particular either career path or the company that you're working within, or the organisation, whatever the case might be, or even business transitions. So only you will know. Now, there are one or two things that you can do here. It's really looking into what are your priorities now? What is important to you now? Because as a human being, we continue to evolve. And what was important to us, 10, 20 years ago, you might have already fulfilled those needs and not as important to you now, especially on a physical level. And what I'm finding is there's clients coming to me now who are expressing more about looking for meaning and purpose, and they're coming out of the closet, sharing with me a lot about how they've read for many, many years about their own personal growth and spiritual development. And they really want to learn how to bring that into the professional arena so that they're not selling their soul. So some of the discussions that we've had is first and foremost is really, looking at the company that they've already working within, or the business that they're working within, and what are the priorities now that they know is calling them now. There's something within, as you evolve, that either sits right for you or it doesn't sit right for you any longer. So then it's then looking at the values. What are the values, your own personal values, and the values of the company or the business? So are they in correlation? Are they in alignment? Does it have you be in alignment so that you feel fulfilled, making a difference? So then these are important areas to really, jot down, have a look at. And then you make a decision as to whether they are in alignment. Your values, are they in alignment with the company's values? And if not, then how much of you are you bringing your values into the company? Or have you stepped into a culture that you've allowed yourself to get swept up in, and it's not allowing you've lost your authentic self, really. You're not expressing the real self. Now, a lot of the people that I work with have said, yeah, but the culture doesn't allow for that. I don't have the autonomy to do that. Well, not necessarily so. Maybe a belief. We've got to look at those. We look at those. There's no one size fits all here. It's all different for everybody. As one of my clients said this morning, he caught himself with a belief as we were processing. He caught himself sharing a belief and quickly said, oh, no, that's not the truth. I'm just realising that's one of my excuses, right? So it can be quite subtle. And this is the work that I love doing with my clients, because I create the space for them to hear themselves, their truth, right? And let's be light about it, even though it can be, a heavy conversation. But being light about our own catching ourselves and what we do to ourselves, so that we're not actually truly being authentic to ourselves, yeah? And it can be lighter, and this is what I'm saying. It's like, are you taking you, the true you, with you to work? Or have you brought up made up a story that you can't and just notice, who do you become when you go to work? Who do you become? Are you consciously being your best self? Or are you got story going on? Have you got excuses going on? Have you got old beliefs that are worn out, but you're still wearing them, and doesn't bring you to the table, the true you. Now, only then will you know whether the true values of the company marry up to who you are. Now, it's not about pushing yourself on there, it's about being the observer of. Yeah? Are you being the observer of with a beginner's mind? And this observing and then bringing whatever forward in a way that it can be heard and gotten without force. It's all about flow, right? So these are some of the things that are truly important. So just reflecting on those areas for yourself before you tell yourself that, as one of my clients said to me, he came to me because it's like, that's it, I'm out of here, don't want to go to work anymore, I've had enough, I'm going to, help me moving on, right? So it's like, okay, well, let's just have a look at where you're at and what's going on first before we move on, right? So to cut a long story short, in 2 sessions, we were able to really create, who was he bringing to the company with him? What type of person? Or was he realised that he got caught up in his head, and within the second session he was saying to me, I should have done this 2 years ago because I was so caught up in my head, I had a story and a narrative going on, right? And now he's a lot lighter at work. Now he can choose. He can choose to be himself, and he can choose whether he stays or whether he goes, right? But it's based on him being his true self, his authentic self, and taking that with him wherever he goes. So that's what I want for each and everybody in this world. Be your true self. Now, your true self is, as I said, is not a force. It's a flow. It's an observer. Yeah. Know thyself, be thyself, naturally. So if that's something that you're interested in finding out more about, and you know that you're being challenged at work, and you're wondering whether you're selling your soul, or whether are you truly bringing your true self to the party, yeah. So my name's Annette Stanton. I'd love to have a conversation with you about that. Please feel free to reach out, and have a fabulous day. Thank you. Bye for now.